Now you have a very interesting problem. Without using Pythagoras theorem, show that the points form the vertices of a right angle triangle. So there are three vertices given: A 4, 4, B 3, 5, C -1, -1. Okay. Now if there is a right angle triangle, then the two lines out of these three lines are AB, BC and CA. So there are three lines here: AB, then BC and then CA, right? Now if the triangle is right angle, then product of the slopes of at least two lines will be -1, right? That is a property, because if they are perpendicular, their property is that the product of the slope is -1. So let us find out slope of AB. So my job is very simple. Slope of AB is what? Slope of AB is 5 minus 4 divided by 3 minus 4. 5 minus 4 divided by 3 minus 4, which comes out to be 1 upon -1. Therefore, the slope is -1. Fine. Then find out slope of BC. Okay. What is slope of BC? It is -1 minus 5 divided by -1 minus 3. Now this slope turns out to be -6 upon -4, and that is nothing but 3 upon 2. Okay. Now let us find out slope of CA. Correct? What is slope of CA? CA is -1 minus 4 divided by -1 minus 4. So that will be 1, right? Now you can clearly see that product of the slope of AB and product of slope of CA, let us call it M1 and let us call this M2. So what is the product of M1 and M2? M1 and M2 is -1 multiplied by 1, which is -1. Therefore, AB is perpendicular to CA, and hence we have proved that a triangle is a right angle triangle. Okay, that's the end of it. The next problem is again very simple problem. Find the slope of the line. Find the slope of the line which makes an angle of 30 degrees with positive direction of y-axis measured in anticlockwise direction. Find the slope of the line which makes an angle of 30 degrees with a positive direction of y-axis measured in anticlockwise direction, right? So, angle of 30 degrees with positive direction of x-axis measured in anticlockwise direction. So, measured in anticlockwise direction, right? This is y-axis. So, with y-axis, this line is making an angle of what? 30 degrees. Okay. Now, this angle is what? You know, they are opposite angles. So, this is 30 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So, therefore, this has to be 60 degrees, right? Now, if this angle is 60 degrees, then this angle has to be 120 degrees. Very clear. Okay. Now, the slope of a line is defined as tan of inclination. So, it is tan of inclination. Now, what is the definition of inclination? Angle between the positive direction of x-axis, which is this, and the line, this is the line, measured in anti-clockwise direction. So, that is 120. Therefore, tan of 120 degrees is your answer. So, tan of 120 degrees, we are in second quadrant. Second quadrant में tan theta क्या होता है? Negative होता है, right? Therefore, it is -√3. Correct? 90 plus 30. So, it is, you can do it like this also. Tan of 90 plus 30. But we are in second quadrant, so it is minus tan 30. Minus, sorry, not tan 30. Minus minus cot 30 and minus cot 30 is minus root 3. Okay. So that is also another way of doing this problem. Okay. So the answer is this. Now let us go over to the next problem. So the problem is, without using distance formula, show that the points are vertices of a parallelogram. So I will just write these vertices in an anticlockwise direction. So I am going to take the first point as 4, 0 because it lies on x-axis. So 4, 0 is our first point. It lies on x-axis because y-coordinate is 0. Then I will go to the point which is in the first quadrant. I call it B, and that is equal to 3, 3. That is in the first quadrant. Then I will go to the point which is in the second quadrant. Second quadrant, the point is C, and that C is minus 3, 2. And the last point will be D, and this D will lie in the third quadrant. So it is minus 2, minus 1. Correct? So therefore, if you actually want to visualize this, the first point is 4, 0. So 4, 0 will be here. So I'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 4, 0 is this point. 4, 0 is this point. Okay, 4, 0. Now 3, 3. So it is 3, 3 will be somewhere here, right? So 3, 3, right? This will be the point 3, 3. Okay. Now next point is minus 3, 2. Minus 3, 2. So minus 3, 2 will be somewhere here. Minus 3, 2 will be somewhere here. Correct? So this will be minus 3, 2. And the last point minus 2, minus 1 will be somewhere here. Minus 2, minus 1. Right? So minus 2, minus 1 will be somewhere here. Let us call it D, assuming that these 4 points lie on a parallelogram. Correct? So therefore, if I want to prove that they form a parallelogram, so this will be what? This point is, we have called it A. This is what B. This is C. And this is D. Now, if they form a parallelogram, then their diagonals will bisect. So, diagonals AC and BD bisect each other. What does that mean? That means midpoint of AC is same as midpoint of BD. Okay. Now what is midpoint of AC? So midpoint of AC. Let us calculate what is midpoint of AC. We have A here and we have C here. So 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 divided by 2. And 2, 0 plus 2, 0 plus 2 upon 2. Correct? So that means this will be equal to what? This will be equal to half, 1. So that is the midpoint of AC. Now let us find out midpoint of BD. Midpoint of BD. What is midpoint of BD? B, 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 upon 2. And 3 minus 1 upon 2. Correct? So therefore, this turns out to be half and 1. So this point is half, this point is 1. We have proved that midpoint of AC is equal to midpoint of BD. Therefore, AC and BD bisect each other, and therefore, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay? Now, find the angle between the x-axis and the line joining the points 3, minus 1 and 4, minus 2. So, if this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, okay? Then we want to draw 2 points, 3 and 4. X coordinate is 3, right? X coordinate is 3 and x coordinate is 4, right? But y coordinate in the first case is minus 1. So it is here somewhere here. So 3, minus 1, okay? And the next point is 4, minus 2. So somewhere here it is 4, minus 2, okay? 4, -2. So these are the 2 points. Let us call them A and B. So this is the line joining the 2 points. Okay. So now angle between the x-axis and the line joining these 2 points. So this is x-axis and this is the line. So if I extend this line further, right? So this is the line joining AB, and I want to find out the angle between this line and x-axis. Now it is always positive direction of x-axis and the direction of line. So the line is like this. So the angle is obviously this. Okay. So this angle I want to find out. Okay. Now this angle if I want to find out, then I will have to find out, because this angle is always equal to what? Theta. And what is theta? Theta is inclination. Why it is called inclination? Remember, this line and x-axis form various angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of these 8 angles, only one angle qualifies to be called as inclination. And that is nothing but the angle between the positive direction of x-axis and the straight line measured in anticlockwise direction. And tan of that angle is slope. Correct? So what is the slope of AB? I have a formula for that. Slope of AB has a formula y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So y2 is -2 minus -1 divided by 4 minus 3. So therefore it is -2 plus 1 upon 1, which is -1 upon 1. So the slope is of AB is -1, which means tan theta is -1. Tan theta is -1. That means tan theta is -1 means it is in the second quadrant, and the angle is, this angle is totally 90 plus 45. So therefore the angle is 90 plus 45, which is equal to 135. So therefore theta here is 135. Theta is 135 degrees. That is the answer. Okay. That's how the problem can be solved. Absolutely easy. Okay. Now, friends, I'm going to give you a homework. Problem number 10 is yours now. Okay. Let us solve problem number 11. Right. Problem number 11, there is a misprint in the problem itself. The problem is line passes through x1, y1 and hk. If slope of the line is m, show that k into y1 is m into h minus x1, which is totally wrong. It must not be k into y1, but instead of that, it should be k minus y1 is equal to m into h minus x1. This, the correction, please make this correction, and I don't know why, but NCERT book editors have kept this error here, so it should be corrected. And the problem is very simple. A line is passing through which points? x1 and y1, right? And the point is what? H comma k, right? So therefore, slope m is always equal to what? K minus y1 upon h minus x1. So if you transfer this on this side, it will be h minus x1 into m is equal to k minus y1. That is precisely the equation which is given here. So therefore, this is how the problem can be solved. Okay. Very, very simple problem. Okay.